What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Texas Honda Channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. So we are over here at AGN Tuning in Killeen, Texas. We're going to be putting the Acura TL on the dyno to see what kind of power it makes just with the mods it currently has, and then go from there. He's going to get this EG off of the dyno after he gets back. He just went to run an errand. So in the meantime, I figured I'd give you a little walk around, show you some things. So this is the dyno jet that you've probably seen in other videos. If you're new to the channel, definitely go back and check my playlist because I have playlists made of cars on the dyno and stuff like that. Also, I will be recording for AGN Tuning's YouTube channel, so there will be a video dropping before this one, so definitely click the link in the description and go over there and subscribe and stay tuned because we're gonna have a lot of awesome cars on that channel as well. This is the K24 all motor, makes over 400 horsepower to the front wheels, and it is the fastest K24 all motor in Texas. It is a monster. Since his new mods that he's done with the fuel system, he hasn't put it back on the dyno, so I don't know exactly what it makes, but before it made over 400. So it's a monster. But yeah, he does work on all makes and models. It's not just Hondas and Acuras and stuff like that, which Acura is Honda technically, but whatever. Yeah, does a lot of really unique builds. So definitely come down, check him out, and as soon as he gets back, we'll get this EG off of the dyno, put the TL up there. So I'm gonna go show you real quick some of the things I did to the TL. So here's my 2006 Acura TL 6-speed manual, the J32A3. Basically just has an intake, AEM intake, cold air intake that goes all the way to the bumper. It has 2 resonator deletes and 2 muffler deletes with flow masters in place of the factory mufflers, and that's essentially it. Whoever owned this before took the Brembos off and put standard size brakes on, but I ordered some drilled and slotted for the time being until I can get some Type S Brembos back on here. But yeah, gonna see what this makes as a baseline, and then we can start working our way up from there. I just want to know what this thing makes as it is right now. It's pretty quick. Definitely a fun car, one of my nicest I've ever owned. Painted the interior, put my little ricey touches on it because I like it like that. Put a new double din with navigation. The navigation unit that was up there was all for looks. It wasn't even hooked up, so I went back to the actual factory one that goes in this car. And yeah, also got Honda Flash Pro and an 07 ECU, so I'll be doing a video on how to install all of that coming soon. So definitely some stuff coming to the channel for sure. But when Eric gets back, we'll see that EG on the dyno and then put this thing up. Okay, so he forgot to hook the torque monitor up basically to see what the torque output is. So he's gonna go ahead and do it again, and that way we'll see what the actual torque output is. But 238 is not bad for just having intake and resonator and muffler deletes. So there's definite room for improvement, even all motor before we supercharge or whatever we're gonna do. But, yeah, we're gonna see what it does. torque showing up for some reason, so we're gonna figure out what that is, but that's what it is with a little bit of heat soak. Okay, so here it is, 237, 215 torque. We have some heat soak, so it dropped 1 horsepower, but that's really pretty consistent, and it's a great base. Definitely have a lot of room for improvement. We could do the upgraded J pipe, the test pipes, the magnesium J37 intake manifold, put the Honda Flash Pro on it, get it all tuned for that, and try to squeeze as much power out for the all motor setup as we can before we do a supercharger. Now I wanted to put the M90 on here, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the Grizzly Bear supercharger kit. It's like $5,000, so it's gonna take me a while to save up for it, but I think it'd be pretty cool. So you'll definitely have to stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing off, and we'll go over some other stuff when we get back to my house. All right, so those are pretty solid numbers. 238 on the first pull, 237 on the second because it was heat soaked. Pretty solid, pretty good numbers. We still have front pre-cats and the third cat. So for just having an intake and resonator delete and free flow mufflers in place of the stock ones, it's pretty good. Definitely way more room for improvement. We do the magnesium intake manifold, which doesn't heat soak as bad as these manifolds do, and it gives you, I think it was in 10 to 15 horsepower. I could be wrong on that. We will find out once I put one on. But before we do that, I want to put the spacer kit that you can get off of a Pilot. If it'll work, we'll test all this stuff, put it on and see what kind of horsepower and torque we gain. It'll mostly be for torque, but people have seen upwards of 10 foot-pounds of torque just putting the spacer in, nothing else done. Plus we have the Honda Flash Pro, which I will show you right here in a second. We're going to be using that Flash Pro with the 07 ECU, which I will have an entirely separate video explaining all that. Here's the Flash Pro, so we can flash it and tune it with like Honda S300. Same concept. This actually is Bluetooth as well, actually, right here. Plug and play to the OBD2 port. And then we've got an 0708 Acura TL ECU. So all of that will actually be getting put in, and I'll have all the details on that so we can actually adjust the tune and make more power that way. But yeah, definitely room for improvement. We're gonna get the J pipe as well. Not all of this at once because I cannot afford that. Get as much power out of this thing as possible and get you guys as much content as possible. And we're gonna put some baseline in it, see how much power we gain. Now that we have a baseline, after each mod we can go back, dyno it, see what the improvements are. So I hope you guys like that kind of content, because that's what I'm gonna be doing. I also ended up getting a passenger headlight. You can see this one here. Someone did point this out, I didn't even notice, so thanks for pointing that out. This is off the 0708, and this one over here is the stock one. You notice that there's no projector for the brights. Well, I went to the salvage yard and I actually found a headlight, and it's sitting right over here in great shape. I actually buffed it to make it clean and clear, so I'll be putting this one in so that it actually matches. Budget wrench apart, always coming to the rescue, right, Casey? He works there. But yeah, we can go to Budget Wrench Apart and grab one of those spacers for the intake, plant them off of a Pilot or a J35 A4 out of the Odyssey, stick it in and see what we gain. Definitely going to have way more to do on this, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. I still have plans to repaint it because of I didn't want this color of TL. I wanted a black one, but since I couldn't have a black one, I just settled for what I could get, and I can paint it. Plus it bugs me that they didn't color match this right. But either way, it's going to look freaking sweet when I'm done, and definitely get you guys more content. So definitely stay tuned. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Check out AGN's YouTube page. Link will be in the description. Go over there to subscribe. We're going to have lots of different dyno videos of different cars. So the first video is up, so definitely go check it out. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Got a lot of stuff to do. Got to mess with Casey's Civic, and we'll go from there. See you guys in the next video. As I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.